What is up, guys? How's it going today? My name is Syratube, and today, yes, today, we are back with another live stream here. We're working with 908 mil today, which some of you who have been following the live streams closely might notice that it's a little bit lower than we've been previously working with. Now, that's actually because I'm testing out some other flipping strategies on a couple of alt accounts, so we're going to see how that goes, and of course, we're going to bring a video on that if it goes well, and maybe even if it goes bad, we'll still bring a video on it. Don't want to give too much away about what is going on, so we're not going to give any spoilers on that, but I'll just let you know that it is quite awesome. Again, working with 908 mil today. Let's get to the grand exchange and let's check out some flips. Just Call Me Naz says, what is up, guys? Yep, that's my classic intro. I love doing that. I don't know why, and when I started doing it, I was just like, okay, I guess this is my intro now. But anyway, it's very basic. Christian Mark Ferris, good to see you, and Pav MD tuning in today as well. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. Leave a like if you're enjoying the stream, and let's get into it. 908 mil today. Grimy Renard, we're going to list these first because it has just taken us so long in these past couple of streams to flip the Grimy Renard weed. So we're going to go in right away and try to flip some of it. We've already got 8 people in here. This is crazy. Ice-T, good to see you as well. If you guys are in the chat room today, be sure to say what's up. I want to help you guys learn how to flip in old school RuneScape, and this might be the best place, or at least the best live resource to actually learn where to flip in old school RuneScape. So be sure to stay tuned. We're going to get some awesome flips going today. Going to be sticking to mainly high quantity today. We're going to keep the risk a little bit lower today because I need some steady gains. We're trying to rebuild a little bit of the cash stack as I'm working with a little bit less capital than I have been in the couple of previous days. So Raptor Rex says, I have arrived. Don't worry. Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in today. And of course, if you guys do enjoy the stream today, leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Chinchampa's at a freaking insane margin right now. It's actually a really high margin. I'm not sure if we're going to hit that. 40 GP on red Chinchampas. I've actually never seen that. So we might be able to do it, but we'll see. Now, the burnt pages also looked really good. I saw a couple people post in our Discord group. By the way, link in the description below to one of the most exclusive and interactive flipping Discords there are. And there's a lot of good members in there who have a ton of information and can help you learn how to flip. I'm in there as well. We'll teach you how to flip from scratch. But anyway, we've had a lot of good flips with the burnt pages in there so far. So we're going to go in, list the limit, which is actually 11,000 every 4 hours. So we're going to see if we can get lucky and flip a few burnt pages for a nice little bit of profit. The margin on them looks really good. I just have low confidence that we'll actually be able to do it. Looks like earlier today, the burnt pages bulled up to about 10k each, which I'm not sure why they did that, so we have to be careful with our leverage here. We're going to get in at 6.5k, which does seem like a pretty good option, considering that the market movements for the burnt pages have been quite crazy recently. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll make sure we don't get too crazy with it. Now, I did say I wanted to stick to mainly high quantity today, so we're going to go and try to flip the Grimy Torstal as well. I love flipping the Grimy Torstal along with the Grimy Renard. Let's put it down here, you know, so the herbs are right next to each other. We'll keep a close eye on both of them, but I really like flipping the Torstal when I go and flip the Grimy Renard because they both act in very similar patterns. So I don't know why that came over here because I definitely clicked to buy it down here, so we're actually gonna go back in. Like, I'm that bothered by it. I'm actually that bothered. Oh, it's because I just clicked the, okay, whatever. We're just gonna let it do its thing then. We'll keep the same buy price for that one. We're gonna go ahead and list the limit, or a little bit under actually this time around, and we'll let that sit for a while. So, as I was saying, the Grimy Torstal and the Grimy Renard weed work in very similar patterns. The way that the item buys out is very similar, so it takes about the same amount of time. They tend to have a similar margin to each other, which is the case today, and they should finish around the same time as well. So we'll just let those sit for a while, and hopefully they're going to buy up relatively fast so we can leverage that for some good money. 11 people in here today. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Leave a like if you are enjoying the stream, and we're going to keep going with our flips here. So we have 655 mil still to work with. I'm thinking we do maybe some of the Diamond Dragon Bolts E, but I don't know if that's going to be enough profit. So let's go ahead. We'll try flipping some Onyx Bolts or something like that and see what we can do with that. It's going to be, oh, we'll do the Onyx Bolt tips. This is going to be a much harder flip than some of the other flips we're going to be doing here today. Although it is a high quantity flip, it is still kind of an expensive flip. So we're going to see if the margins are going to hold for us. Not a crazy profit on them. today, but we'll take a look and see if we can actually get all of those going. 87.6 mil to go in for the limit of those. Let's see if we can do it. Flip claws, haha. We flipped so many claws in the past couple of streams. We might stick away from the claws today. I can't say for sure because we might run out of high quantity items that require a lot of cash. I mean, of course, there's always going to be high quantity items in this game for us to flip. But that being said, some of the items that are high quantity might not be worth it. Recrite says, heyo, what's good, man? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in today. Leave a like if you're enjoying the stream. And of course, if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack, let me know. I'm here to help you guys out and teach you how to flip in old school RuneScape so you can achieve billions and multi-billions, honestly, in old school RuneScape. Using these tips, you easily can get there. So even though it's taking me a while, I promise I will get there one day. And if you guys didn't know, the overall goal of this channel basically is to get to a billion GP by flipping. And that's what these live streams are for. Like, they're mainly to teach you guys how to flip, of course, and everything like that. You know, flipping with different amounts of cash, different kinds of items, like high margin items, high quantity items, you know, those like different types of scenarios. But at the same time, we're still working to get towards a billion GP in RuneScape. So we're going to keep working at it today, guys. We still have 3 more slots to fill up, and we need to get some high quantity items in there, so we might as well flip the Diamond Dragon Bolts E. I mean, this is such a safe, it's not super safe, but it's a pretty safe high quantity flip. I love doing the Diamond Dragon Bolts E. I do them almost every single stream, even though I have 567 mil. Now, I like doing them because, again, they're really easy to flip, and the limit is very high as well, and you tend to get over a 10 GP margin every time. Diamond Dragon Bolts E are a great flip if you're working with about a 30 to 100 mil cash stack. I would say I would be flipping Diamond Dragon Bolts E all day with that. Every time that hits the 4-hour limit, boom, I'd get back in on those. We might try some air orbs as well, because I know that the air orb margins have been really funky recently, as the battle staffs have been funky as well, right? The price movements on both of these items have finally inverted on themselves, so while the air orbs are probably going down overall in price, the battle staffs are slowly going up. So this kind of movement tends to lead to very large margins, like today, which looks like we might be getting about 20 GP for every air orb we can get. Now, we still have 539 mil left, and we do only have 1 more slot to fill in, so I really have to think closely about what we're going to do for this. I'm thinking we try and flip maybe 1 high margin item, you know, something with a little less volume, and that we can get a bigger trade on. I'm not entirely sure, though. We'll take a look here and see. I'm kind of looking through GE Tracker right now, looking at a few items maybe we can touch on. I'm not seeing anything that is popping out to me or that I would like to really go for. We could try and do something that I don't really ever do. Let's try it. Let's try the Syratube God Sword. Now, it has been a long time since I've tried to flip one of these on stream. I actually don't think this is a great flipping item. Looks like it's at 34, should be around 34 mil. Yeah, 34.1. And I don't really flip this item a lot. It could be a good flip. I'm not really sure. 9k for a Syratube God Sword, which requires a 34.1 mil investment, is probably not going to be worth my time. I'm going to stay away from that today. We'll just go with something a little more simple, and we'll have a little bit of leftover cash. We'll do the Bandos Tacits today on stream, guys. You guys know that the Bandos Tacits are just one of my biggest money makers. I always flip these, and I really like flipping them because they're so easy, and even though the margins aren't crazy, you're going to get that consistent profit. Okay, well, today the margin is a little bit too small, so I spoke a little bit too soon on that, guys. We're going to turn around and get another item going in place of it. We'll try and do maybe the Armadillo chain skirt instead. And again, this is going to have a similar trade pattern to the Bandos Tacits, although these trade a little bit slower, but tend to have a little bit of a better margin. But again, similar asset class, similar armor. We're going to go in on these, even though the margin is really still not that great. I think it'll be a safe flip. Now, what I tend to find is when you're playing during primetime playing times during old school RuneScape, and Mike LaPanda, I see your comment. I'll get into that in a second. But when you're trading during high traffic times where a lot of players are online, which tends to be around, I would say the highest traffic times are probably around like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time zone, when I think like almost the maximum amount of players are playing the game. Actually, it's a little bit before that probably. It's probably around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's probably when the most people are playing, because that will include all the European traffic and all the United States traffic for the most part. And because everyone on the West Coast will be awake in California, then everyone on the East Coast will most likely be at work until they get off of work around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then all those late night gamers in Europe and the surrounding areas, they are the kind of the tail end of the traffic there. So there's the maximum amount of people playing during that time. And you can also track this using the old school RuneScape population tracker as well. Recrite, sorry, I missed your guys' comments here. We'll get into them real quick. Raptor Rex says, Helm of Neosnaut was nice and a quick flip earlier. We'll check that out in a minute. I'm not a big Neosnaut flipper. I don't really like flipping that helmet too often, but we'll take a look at it if it looks good. Recrite says, what should a free-to-play go to be for flips? Oh, okay. So, Recrite, thank you for the question, man. So, if you are a free-to-play flipper, my, intended strategy, right? So, if you're free-to-play, you're probably working with somewhere between 2 and 5 mil. I'm going to assume. If you've been a free-to-play for a while and you've really been saving up your cash, you probably have 2 to 5 mil. Especially if you've been members before, then you definitely got at least a little bit of cash. So, if you have 2 to 5 mil, my biggest recommendation in free-to-play is to stick to strictly high-quantity items. Considering that you only have 3 trade slots, I highly recommend making an alternative account and also flipping on that at the same time, as it's going to double your profits off of things that you're already not going to be making a ton of profit on to begin with. That being said, even though you are not making a ton of profit, that does not mean you cannot make any money. Now, if you are in free-to-play, I highly recommend flipping runes. That's a really good one. They're going to be one of your best flips, runes. Law runes, nature runes, death runes. These are great. Now, they're going to flip quick, and they're going to get you 2 to 3 GP per rune. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but really it adds up over time. And if you do it on 2 accounts, that's double the profits that you could get on 1 account. Now, going off of that, energy potions, those are free to play as well. And strength potions, I'd recommend checking those out too, as they tend to get a little bit better margins, and they might be your best margin that you can get in free to play. So check that out, which sounds insane. Wine of Zamorak is also a really good margin in free to play, and it's also a very, very high quantity. Those are really good. On top of that, you're going to want to flip like maybe raw food. So raw lobsters maybe might be a good one. Or like even like tuna, flipping like raw tuna sounds crazy, right? You're like, who uses tuna as food? It doesn't make any sense to like Syratube. Like why are you flipping that? But that being said, it's really, 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 really good. It's about 10 GP per tuna, I would say, but it takes a while. So if you're more experienced, then you can go towards flipping those raw food items. You can flip the cooked ones as well. They're going to be good, but they're going to go a little quicker for a little bit smaller of a margin. Hopefully that helps you out. I really went deep into that, so did not expect to rant for that long. We're going to check out the flips here in 1 second, guys. We're going to address the rest of the live stream comments before we get there. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream, please leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. On top of all of that, I've got a new video coming out soon. We're gonna release it in probably sometime later this week, and hopefully you guys do like that as well. The classic free-to-play Prison Break. Oh my god, that should be a series, dude. I love that, dude. Raptor Rex, man, that's so funny. Anyway, we missed Mike LaPanda's comment before, so he says, hey dude, I've been careful with the burnt pages. They were crashing between 6.9k 15 to 30 minutes ago. Could tell you if it will crash more or not. Well, considering I haven't bought that many at 6.5k, I'm not really seeing a crash. They do look a little bit higher price, even at 6.5k, so I'm not really sure. We're going to keep a steady buy offer on those and see what happens. It's always good to have a little bit of risk in your flips, as long as you're not overexposing yourself to the marketplace. So, for example, trying to flip too many risky items or high margin items at once is not a good strategy, because if those trades do not go well, you could end up losing a lot of money. FBI says, oh man, the FBI's in here. Hands up, guys, hands up. Woo, taking me away. No, I'm just kidding. But FBI says, any advice for flipping with about 130 mil? I haven't flipped much, but I still want to make bank. Well, if you want to make bank, you're in the right place. I can help you out with flipping 130 mil. To begin, a lot of these items on screen are actually going to be really good with 130 mil. Highly recommend the Diamond Dragon Bolts E, and the Air Orbs are good as well. The Armadyl Chain Skirts might be a little bit too much for you, so I'd stay away from those, but the Grimy Renar would be good as well. Red Chins might be a little bit too low for your cash stack, but I mean, they're a pretty good margin right now. I definitely recommend trying to do them if you haven't already. So on top of that, if you are flipping with 130 mil, well, let me first, FBI, ask you this. You have 130 mil. Have you flipped before? Have you flipped in the past? Are you just getting back into flipping? Are you trying to learn how to flip, or maybe you're really experienced? Let me know, dude, because that actually, plays into what you should be flipping a lot. And if you're not experienced at all, I would recommend completely different items. 130 mil, Ice-T says, try the Zamorak, Hasta, or Spear with 130 mil. I can only agree more. Sometimes you can get really, really solid margins on the Hasta and the Spear. And the good thing is you can check both of them because they do have different margins, right? They are different items. So I highly recommend checking those out. They are a very good item, and they've made me a bunch of money in the past, actually. Although recently I haven't found as good of margins on them, but hey, that's just my luck. Anyway, and we weren't able to get any more of these grimy Torstals, so we're actually going to do another margin check, and then we'll see if we can get any more money out of this. I do want to check these again, just because they haven't bought in a while, so. Let's see, the margin just doesn't look as good on the Torstal again, so we're just going to dump the Torstal, and we'll probably lose maybe 200 GP or something on those. Nothing too crazy, but we're going to go back in with 488 mil. I'm thinking, well, let's check out the Zamorak Spear, right? I mean, it's not going to, take our whole cash stack or anything like that, but what is it, the Zamorakian Spear? Yeah, Zamorakian Spear. Why didn't they just name it the Zamorak Spear? Like, why, or the Zamorak Hasta? Why does it have to be the Zamorakian? Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Come on, Jagex. You gotta fix that, man. What? This is not legit. This is not a legit margin, but we're gonna try it anyway, guys, because I need to make up for that margin check cost. Going in with 94 mil, we'll see what we can make today. 13.5 on the buy, 13.8 on the supposed sell. We're gonna see if we can get a few of these, guys. If you are enjoying the live stream today, please leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. By the way, if you want to join us on Discord, we have a link in the description below. It's not really an exclusive flipping group, but it's our flipping group. We discuss flipping strategies and techniques in there, and no matter how much GP you have, you can come in there, ask questions, and we'll help you out. You can even message me privately if you don't want to talk in the general chat. I'll literally help you out with anything you need. I'm all about making bank in RuneScape, guys, so hopefully you are as well. FBI says, I flipped a lot with lower amounts of GP, like around 1 to 10 mil, so I'm kind of experienced, but not with more expensive items. Okay, and I'm assuming, FBI, that the experience is recent. So if it's recent experience, with 130 mil, it also would be good to flip Archer's Rings and Berserker Rings, as well as Amulets of Fury. Those three are very powerful, and they flip very quickly, so they're going to make you some pretty quick profit up front. You should be expecting, I don't know, maybe 60 to 150k for those. 150k is on a really good day, and that's the total flip, right? So the entire flip for each of those should net you around that. Now, on top of that, dragon arrows are really great. Any of like the dragon ammunition, really, really good. Dragon darts, really nice as well. And you can maybe try flipping like Bandos chest plates, but I would be careful because you don't have a ton of money. I mean, 130 mil is a lot, but to flip the limit of Bandos chest plates with only 130 mil might be too much, too much, how do you consider it? Or how do you say it? Like risk? Too much risk, I think. Give me one sec, guys. Had to send text there. All right, we are back. Occults are a nice flip too, says Mike LaPanda. That is correct. Yeah, Bandos is a little much. You could try flipping the D'hide boots, like those God D'hide boots. I actually have not flipped them a bunch, so I can't give great insight into that, but we have had some people with success there. Syratube, donate some profits to Recruit. But no. Okay, we are not. I'm not about. Okay, if you get it in the drop party, then you can have the money. But I ain't giving you money. So here's the thing: is I don't like to give old school GP away to anybody most of the time, right? If we're having a celebration and we're doing a fun drop party, that's a different story, right? But the problem is in RuneScape is if you give someone GP, they do not learn how to make GP, right? So let's say your friend starts playing the games. This situation might have happened with some of you. So some of you, maybe you have a good friend, you're trying to get him into RuneScape, right? And he's in free to play, and he's actually played for a couple days. He's a good guy, he's giving it a good shot, and he's taken his stab at it, and he likes the game so far, but he doesn't have any good armor, and he doesn't know where to get it. Well, if you gave that friend 500k, what do you think he's going to do with it? He's going to buy the best armor, best everything that he can have, and then he's going to put the rest in the bank, and then anytime he needs something, or something else costs money, right, he's going to go to his bank, and he's going to grab that cash. What happens when the cash disappears? So 500k might not be a lot to you, but to someone who just started playing the game, who's level 30, 500k, that's a lot of money, dude. So he's going to go back to the bank, he's going to realize he has no money, he's going to be like, oh crap, how do I get more gold? Well, he might ask you again, because he doesn't know how to make gold in the game. So that's what happens in RuneScape when you give someone GP that is new to the game, or just does not have a lot of GP in the first place. They don't know how to multiply that GP. They don't know how to sustain their cash stack, because they haven't learned any of the money makers in game. They haven't learned how to flip. They haven't learned how to do Zara, Vorkat. They haven't learned how to farm cow hides. Come on, I know you guys were there back in the day farming cow hides for money. Okay, I was there. And that was a tough time, okay? Cow hides, they weren't worth a lot, man. You had to go and spend long hours at the cows just to buy, like, rune plate legs. Back in the day, man. Anyway, if you guys played RuneScape in the true past, the true 07scape, leave a like. And, of course, subscribe if you guys want more flipping content like this. I went on a total rant there about giving GP to new players. So, hopefully, you guys did enjoy that. FBI asking a great question. He says, so is it better to flip more expensive items then? Like, do they have better margins? Well, that is a great point, FBI. So, it depends on your risk tolerance, right? So risk tolerance is how likely you are to take a risk to make money. So basically, if you want to flip an item that is more expensive, well, there's going to be more risk, but there's also more reward. For example, these Armadillo chain skirts, this isn't a great example, but most of the time you can get at least a 50k margin on the Armadillo chain skirts. But they're a lot riskier than, say, flipping the Diamond Dragon Balls E or the Red Chinchampas, because if the Diamond Dragon Balls E move in price, they're only going to move about 1 GP. Now that could be up or down. If it goes up, we make more money. If it goes down, we make less. Now, the problem with that is, if the Armadillo chain skirt moves in price, it's going to move 200k or 100k or maybe 50k, but it's going to be a way bigger move than the Diamond Dragon Balls E, which would only move 1 or 2 GP, just because the item is traded so often. So when you're trying to flip something like an Armadillo chain skirt, yes, the reward is bigger, but buying the item is a lot harder and also has a lot more risk. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Raptor Rex says, I farmed so many cow hides getting out of free to play. You bet that's right, man. I remember sitting at those cows, like just collecting cow hides for so long. And remember, you had to run. Oh, and the flax spinning. Dude, I spun so much flax back in the day. I remember I spanned like flax for like 3 weekends. I didn't play that much back then because I was, really young, but I spent flax for like 3 weekends just to buy my dragon longsword. It was crazy. And then I got it and all my cousins were jealous. So it was freaking awesome. But anyway, if you guys are enjoying the live stream today, please leave a like. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Always bringing flipping and money making strategies to the channel. And guys, all these flips, they're doing exactly what I want today. Everything is buying at basically the exact predicted speed I thought they would come in. So 17 people people in here today. Really happy with that, guys. Welcome everybody. If you're new to the channel, say what's up. And of course, if you guys want any flipping tips with the amount of cash that you have, let me know. I'm here to teach you guys how to flip. So of course, I'm always about, you know, getting questions asked and answering them, of course. I spun flags until 1 mil. Oh man, Ice-T, that is tough. FBI says, yes it does, thanks for all the advice, man. No problem, hopefully that serves you well, and of course, if you have any more questions, let me know. Come on, this is like, what, my 100 and... This might be the 117th or the 118th live stream that we've done of literally this exact style money making, so you could say I'm pretty well versed in the area of flipping. Grand Flipper says, Armored Chest used to be 200k plus a few months ago. I'm assuming he means the margin on the Armadillo chest plate is 200k plus, and that is exactly right, dude. Some of these items, it's not that the margin has now suddenly become bad. It's just that these items, they go through cycles. So certain items sometimes will have crazy margins, and sometimes they'll just have really bad margins. And this tends to happen for like periods of 2 weeks to months at a time. So it'll cycle through. These items will get better margins again. Just wait and see. Brandon Kenyon says, you have a lot of energy for AFKing at the GE. Yes, maybe my energy would be better spent somewhere else, but Brandon, I don't think I've seen you around here before, so hopefully you are enjoying the content, and leave a like if you are. But yes, this is what I do. I sit at the GE and I flip, and I commentate over the flips to help myself out and to help you guys out, because I want you guys to be rich in old school RuneScape. There's no reason not to be. This is the best moneymaker right here, flipping at the Grand Exchange. Even though most of you think it's probably not the most exciting content in the game, it is for me. This is literally what I love doing, so we're going to keep going at it and see how much profit we can make. Speaking of, I think it's been a minute since we've checked on the flips, so let's go ahead and maintenance a little bit here. The Armadillo chain skirts, they really haven't bought up, so I'm thinking the margin has maybe moved upwards on that. If not, we got overcut and we've just been sitting around for a while making no profit, which is a problem. We want to turn around and try to get these off as fast as possible. Now, we'll know the margin moved upwards if these sell very fast, like faster than normal, or if they just, you know, instantly sell, basically. So we're going to list for 33,795. 33,795. 995. List that, let it do its thing. We went a little bit under our original list price. I'm guessing that's going to sell pretty fast, but I could be wrong. Rekrite says, I've turned that 250k into 317k using just the wine so far. Thanks for that tip, Mr. Syratube. No problem, Rekrite, man. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and thanks for the starter cash, Ice-T. Ice-T, thank you for that, dude. I don't leverage out my money to you guys because I need every single GP I got. But hopefully, you know, if you do join the Discord, you can find other members who maybe can give you insight on flipping, or at the least show you some other money makers in games. So the Discord is a really, really excellent place if you are trying to make a lot of money in old school RuneScape. So I highly recommend joining it. We've got a lot of experienced people in there. A lot of our members, I'm not going to say a lot, but a very profound few have a lot of GP, so multi-billions. So I highly recommend talking to them and just discussing how they made so much money, because, you know, that's what we're here for, basically. Brandon Kenyon said, I tried flipping bulks, made like 1 mil in 4 days. Well, I mean, 1 mil in 4 days, not the best, but at the same time, you still made money, right? And you made 1 million GP. So you know the power of flipping is there, right? And the more money you get, the more money you can make per hour flipping and overnight and stuff. So yeah, just highly recommend trying to continue to build that cash stack through flipping, because you will start to see exponential returns once you get more GP. So we'll see. Rekrite says, double it, I'll triple it, then triple it again, dude. There you go, man. Whew, been a jam-packed live stream today, guys. I've been really ranting on about old school moneymakers, so give me 1 second here, guys. I just need to send a text. I lost my my laptop charger at work, and I need to get another one, so rip my bank account, basically. I mean, it's not that expensive, but give me 1 sec. What's up, Acrolance? Good to see you. I'm going to go AFK for about 1 minute. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, we are back. Thank you for waiting very, very patiently. And we sold those Armadillo chain skirts, so that went, you know, about as what I expected. I thought they would sell off pretty quickly, just because the margin kind of decreased a little bit on them, and we didn't make a bunch of money. But that's okay. We're going to go back and try to sell some of these Zamorak spears. We're actually going to see if we can get a few of them off, because if we can, then we know this margin is actually holding pretty well, and we can go back in and make a lot of money on it. So 13,875 is what we're going to sell for. I really want to sell these. Like, I don't know if we're going to be able to. Wow. We could have probably made a lot more money off of that, but we just made some bank. No lie, man. Look at that, guys. Let's see if we can find the profits on that one. We have to cut back this flip to see the profits, or at least easily here. I'm a little disappointed that instant sold. We could have made a little bit more money, but look at that. We made 700 and we made about 700k flat, we'll say, which is really, really nice considering the amount of time that took. I'm very happy with that. Now, one thing I have learned is not to get greedy when it comes to flips. That margin is looking a little funky, and I don't want to go back in on it. Actually, 13,536,995. We'll go in for a little bit higher than before and see if we can get a few. If we're not going to let that sit too long. If it doesn't buy, then we'll just move on to something else. But wow, we made a lot of money with that, so I'm very happy to see that. We're going to do the Armadillo crossbow next, guys. We'll do a quick margin check on this and then get a listing going. And I'm not going to forget to do the amulets of torture or anything like that, as those are some of my best money makers. So we want to make sure we get all the bread and butter flips accounted for. And I'm actually going to stay away from the Armadillo crossbow. I don't really think a 10k margin on the Armadillo crossbow is really worth it. That's about like the bare minimum I would take on it, and I don't really want to go in and flip those. 24 mil each for 10k, really not up my alley. We're gonna see if we can find something else. If the torture is even worse, less than 1k margin on the tortures. They have been really bad margins for me recently, so I don't really know what's going on with the amulet of torture. I know it had a crazy price hike because of the proposed update. I don't really know even if that's going to pass or not, or if it did pass. Anyway, it looks like it's going down a lot. It got to 16 mil each, so it looks like it's on the crash. Now, we're going to go ahead. We still have 569 mil to work with, guys, so we're going to put this into something here. We'll check out the primordial boots, guys. We'll see if we can get a good flip on these. I'm assuming we actually might be able to. They look pretty expensive as of right now, though, so maybe an upward price movement on the primordial boots, but nothing too crazy. 15 per 4-hour limit. We'll go ahead and we'll get 8 of them, I guess. It's not going to be a crazy good flip for us, but it's still going to make us some profit here, guys. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything like that, let me know. I'm here to help you guys out. And of course, join us on Discord, link in the description below. It is an amazing place to learn how to flip with your cash stack, and we have a lot of experienced flippers in there, myself included. So if you want to join that and reach out to me privately, I can walk you through your first couple of flips, or just tell you what to flip with, you know, how much cash you have. And of course, you can ask those questions here as well. So I haven't had like any water all day, so we'll see how long my voice lasts. I don't have it next to me either. I mean, I do, but you can hear it. It's empty. Like, it's empty. Straight empty, right? So we're gonna try to survive without it for the stream today, so leave a like for dehydration. Woohoo! Anyway, we got one of those primordials in already. Now, we're not going to be making a ton of money on those. I think it's like, what, 25k for every primordial we're going to get today? It seems about right, so nothing crazy, but we'll see if we can make at least a little bit of money off of that. Now, the air orbs, I think they've stopped buying. I haven't been watching it super closely, but it looks like it hasn't moved in a minute, and that's the same with the burnt pages as well. So we're going to turn around and try to get these flips moving. 1,555 is what we'll sell for. Hopefully it does sell pretty quick, and we'll see if we can get that off and secure some of those profits. Anyway, what have you guys been flipping today? Hopefully you guys have found some good items. I saw some flips earlier earlier in the day that were in the Discord group, and you guys are absolutely crushing it this morning with some of these flips. I don't know if they were overnight flips, some of those, but I saw a lot of good flips in there. So shout out to everyone who has been grinding at the flip game. You guys have really been getting better, and I also wanted to shout out the increased participation. Yes, participation in the Discord group. Everyone is getting along way more in there, and just the flips being posted into good flips, the good flip section, have been insane. So what's a flip with $1 million in, I'm assuming you're saying free to play, Ice-T, asking for a friend. Yes, I'll help you out in 1 second there. Actually, I just want to check the profits on these red chins, because wow, we made 300 and what is that? 300 and about like 320k on the chins. No, we made, yeah, about 320k. Woo-wee! Very, very nice, guys. Very happy with that. What to flip with $1 million in free-to-play, asking for a friend? Good question. So you could also, we were talking about flipping runes earlier, right? We mentioned the Wines of Zamorak. Grapes are also a very, very good flip, and the limit every 4 hours is very, very high. So you can go ahead and flip grapes. The limit is, I think, 13,000 every 4 hours, and you can get a 2 GP margin on those, which is about what you're going to do on the runes as well, although they will not buy and sell as fast as the runes. You can also do logs, like maple logs and yew logs. Those will be good as well, so try those out. I wouldn't recommend flipping any of the free-to-play armors. Not really going to be worth your time. None of the gilded or anything like that. You don't want to waste your time. Stick to the high-quantity stuff and get that done. Rekrite, you're gonna no life 1 mil right tomorrow. He better, dude. If you flip with 1 mil in free-to-play, it will build on itself, guys. Anyone in free-to-play can make it out of free-to-play if they really do not want to pay for membership. I'm telling you, it takes a long time, and in my opinion, it's not worth your time. I think you should just spend money on membership at that point, or buy a bond with real money and activate it. It's really not worth your time flipping in free-to-play, but you can make it. You can make it out of free-to-play, and you can get better profits than you could ever possibly imagine in free-to-play. So there's a lot more money in free-to-play than people think there is. It just, you got to develop the skills and the tools to actually utilize that. Now, with my channel, you can do that, right? So you make sure you subscribe. So anyway, let's go ahead. We're going to list these primordial boots for 30,516,000. 35,16,995. List that, let it do its thing. Hopefully that sells off pretty quickly. Now we still have 419 mil left to work with. Since we were talking about the U logs and stuff like that, let's go ahead. We'll flip some magic logs today. Now we haven't been getting any insane profits today, not gonna lie. None of these flips that I've had have I been super impressed with, besides maybe the Zamorak Spear. That was quite a nice addition to the stack, but we're flipping on mostly high quantity today. I'm not really trying to make any big margin flips or anything like that. We're just keeping it consistent, and I'm showing you guys the power of these high quantity items. Now, we got 461 mil, but we do want to flip high quantity today, right, guys? So we're going to stick to some lower cost items for you guys to use. Now, that's going to be the Zulrah scales. Now, when Rekrite makes it to membership, he's going to be flipping these Zulrah scales every day. He's going to be logging on every 4 hours to flip these Zulrah scales because they're just such easy money. 4 GP margin on the Zulrah scales right now. We're going to go in and try to get on that as soon as possible. The margins on these Zulrah scales recently, for me at least, have been incredible. So we're going to make sure we can, you know, kind of capitalize on that. We've already bought a ton of them, which maybe is a problem, but we'll see. Usually when an item buys up really fast, guys, it tends to be, if an item buys really quick, like the Zulrah scales just did, most of the time that means your listing is too high priced because it's buying out too quickly. So I would always recommend adjusting your listings if that happens. Although with Zulrah scales, I think this is just a little bit of a fluke, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. Recrite says, I got college in the morning, then my afternoon is flips, flips, and more flips. That's what I like hearing, man. And Recrite, if you're not with us on Discord, join in the link in the description below. Excuse me. And of course, if you have any questions about what to flip during the day that you need answered, well, just reach out to me personally or ask the group in the Discord. Because really, like, if you go into the Discord group and you ask a question, it will be answered. If it's not by me, it's going to be by someone else. So Raptor Rex said, I had a 7 GP margin on the Zulrah scales yesterday. Whew. You're not going to get better margins than that. Usually when you flip these Zulrah scales, by the way, guys, you should only be getting 2 to 3 GP most of the time. So if you're getting 1 GP, don't flip the scales. I personally, I don't think it's worth your time. I would wait and see if you can get a better margin on it, you know, even a few hours later, instead of hitting your 4-hour limit and then having to wait that amount of time. Flipping for 1 GP is usually not going to be worth it. Unless you're free to play, then 1 GP, like, you know, you take what you can get, right? So even in free-to-play, 1 GP is not really that good. I just recommend finding a new item. So anyway, these burnt pages are struggling. We're going to try and sell for 6,700 flat. And we'll, oh, not 67k, 6,700. And we'll see if we can get them off quickly. Hopefully we can. We'll clear up another slot for us to capitalize on. But since we finished the, what were those? What did we just flip? We just finished these, no, not the Zulrah scales. What did we just collect from there? Oh, the air orbs, duh. Since we just finished the air orbs, we're going to go back and try and flip another high quantity item. We're going to do one of my, long time earners, I'm going to call it, which is the Amethyst crystal. Consistently has done me very, very well, and they're kind of high priced right now, so you got to be a little bit careful flipping these, but these flip just like Zulrah scales, except the margins are better and they have more of a potential to crash. The item type is very similar and things of that nature. They're a consumable item that are used in stamina potions, I believe. I think that is currently their only use in the game is the stamina potions, but stamina potions are a very, very valuable potion as it basically lets you capitalize on unlimited run energy. Basically. I'm going to say basically. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, please leave a like. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. By the way, the schedule towards the end of the week with the streaming is going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow, and I don't know about Wednesday. Wednesday is questionable. Thursday and Friday, I will not be streaming as that is a U.S. holiday. It's Thanksgiving. So I will not be streaming Thursday and Friday. Saturday, Sunday, probably going to be the same, but we will have a video coming out for you guys during that amount of time, so be sure to stay tuned to the channel for that. And of course, if you guys have any questions during that time frame, ask me on Discord. I'm always there answering questions, saying what's up to you all, and we have a really good community that has been built there. In our Discord group, we have about, I think it's over 600 members, so we are well on our way to that 1K mark on Discord, so we'd love to have you join. Doesn't matter how much cash you got in old school RuneScape. We'll help you learn how to flip, and you can ask any flipping question you want in there. We'll get it answered for you. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's keep it going. Guess I should sell my 50k crystal stack, bought for like 920 each or so. Ice-T, you should get rid of that, man. You're going to have a great profit on that. When did you buy those, Ice-T? I'm actually curious when you invested in those, because that was a good idea. The thing was, I was looking at investing in Amethyst crystals, but I saw them at like 900, between like 930 and 950 GP. And like, once I was seeing like that, I guess, price point or that margin, I was like, dude, they're like, Amethyst crystals are never going to go back up to over 1,000 again. Like, I'm never going to see that. But sure enough, here we are, and they're over 8,000. So Ice-T says, I don't know, it was some time ago, I should have bought more. Hey man, that is the story of our Discord group. It's always should have bought more or should have sold earlier. Those are like the two things that some of our high rollers in the Discord group always say to each other, right? So anyway, if you guys are interested in joining the Discord, link in the description below. I know I sound like a broken record saying it. I've probably said it a trillion times over the course of all of our live streams, but you know, new people come in and out here, and you always got to let everyone know. So we basically finished these Onyx Bolt tips. So if you guys remember, we were making a pretty good profit on these, about, I think it was like around 10 GP or so. Yeah, a little bit over 10 GP. So we're going to sell them for 7,998, and we'll lock in those profits there. Hopefully they sell pretty quick, because I know for a fact that Onyx Bolt tips are going to be relatively hard to sell. They're definitely one of the more unique items in the game compared to some of these highly traded items. The limit is very high, but the trade limit is not quite as high, so selling those off could be a little bit tough. Now, we also finished those magic logs. We're going to turn around and sell those for 1,014. I think that's what they were going for. So we'll do 1,013 to try to get them off a little bit faster. Christian Mark Ferris says, how do you guys predict this stuff? And then Ice-T says, time machine. Anyway, no, that is not how we predict these things. This is why having a group of, you know, other people who are interested in flipping and flipping techniques, strategies, investing in old school RuneScape is important, right? Because the more eyes you have on the market, the more opportunities you can see. So, for example, shout out to Ice-T on this one. Ice-T loves to flip battle staffs, okay? He's a big battle staff flipper. And he knows, basically, that anytime battle staffs go to about 8k or below, that it is a good buying opportunity, because he normally sees these battle staffs between 8,100 and 8,300. So by buying in at these low points and identifying how low these items will go, lets you get in at the optimal price points, basically, and then you just ride the appreciation upwards and you sell at the top. So or not, you don't have to sell at the top necessarily, not the top price, but you want to sell it when it is favorable to you, right? So Ice-T knew that battle staffs below 8k were undervalued. He basically took his billions, loaded them into battle staffs over the course of about, I would guess, like a week or two, and then he waited for them to rise, which took almost like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, additional 2 or 3 weeks, and then he sold them, right? So, for example, we'll do a quick calculation on that, right? Ice-T, you're still in here, right? So, how many battle staffs did you collect, Ice-T, and for about what price? I'm literally going to do the math right now to show you guys how much bank that you can make with first, a lot of cash. So, how much money you can make with a lot of cash, and 2, how this scales, and how learning about these kind of market movements can make you just an insane amount of money. That's a lot of waiting, maybe, but if you have a bill sitting around and you've got another bill to, you know, run around old school with, then investing a bill is not that big of a deal. So he got around 300,000 battle staffs, and I'm assuming that you got in around 7,000. We'll say 7,900, which is probably even too high, but we'll just as an example here, right? 300,000, and then we'll do times 79. So that was like, he bought like 100k for 8k and 200k for 7850. Okay, we're just gonna go with the 7850 because doing the other one is gonna take too long. So 300,000. This is just an example of how you can make a ton of money with investing in old school RuneScape. So 300,000 times 7850. So Ice-T spent 2.355 billion GP on this flip, and he sold them for, well, I'm sure you're still selling maybe a few, but we're going to assume you sell them for what I would consider to be even a pretty low price, which is 8,100. I would say that's still pretty low for battle staffs most of the time. So we'll do 2.35 billion. Let me get this here. And we will multiply that. No, not multiply that. Multiply 8,100 times. Oh, hold on, I'm messing up this math here. 8,100 times. Then we'll do the price, or how many stabs he had. So he had 300,000. So that was going to be 2.43 billion. So subtract that from 2. Oh, I messed it up. 2,355,000,000. So he basically made 75 million from doing nothing, just by having money. I still have 8,100 at least. Yeah, okay, perfect. So he basically made 75 million from just knowing one item, recognizing when it was a low price, buying a bunch of it, and just waiting for it to rise. Just do 250 times 200k. Yeah, dude, that mental math took me way too long. I don't know why I even went through that whole thing. That was so, you know, such a waste of time. But anyway, he made 75 mil from just knowing when to get into an item. Anyway, Brandon Kenyon says, how much GP can I make if I'm a scrub at flipping with a starting capital of 75 mil if I have 2.5 hours of gameplay a day? That is a really, you know, very specific, but also very great question. So let's say, you haven't really ever flipped, right? And you've got about 75 mil. So you got to assume that if you sat at the GE and flipped 2.5 hours every day, you would get pretty good pretty fast. Now, especially if you're tuned into our Discord group, link in the description below, by the way. And if you were playing like videos in the background that had to do with flipping, so for example, maybe my live streams or, you know, other flippers as well, like Flipping Old School, Small EXP Lamp, other great flipping channels. Now, if you had 75 mil, in the beginning, you might not be making that much. So, I mean, it's hard to say in the beginning. If you're still learning how to flip, it's very unpredictable how much money you're going to make. If you stick to safe items, you're going to make at least 500k, I would think. If everything goes well and you're doing safe items, you're going to make at least 500k in an hour's time. But that's like when you're just learning, you're just getting the ropes of things. But come the second day, you're already probably going to be doing a mil. I mean, as long as you're focused and you're trying to learn how to flip really intensely, then after 2.5 hours of gameplay, there's no reason you shouldn't be making at least a mil an hour with 75 mil. If you're, you know, once you're a little bit more experienced, you can probably make 1.5 mil an hour. And then once you're like, you know, you flipped a lot, you can probably start to get around 2 mil an hour. And the nice thing is, the more you flip with like a certain cash stack, the better you get at managing that entire cash stack. And as you can see, like, I'm mismanaged right now. I have 447 million coins, which when I'm flipping, at least I want to put all my money into flips, because the more money I put into flips, the more money I get back. So this is basically just for you guys. That's why I'm kind of mismanaging this stack right now, is because I'm showing you guys some good items to flip. But with 75 mil, if you're good, 2 mil an hour should be pretty achievable. But, you know, average flipper, 1 mil an hour probably, I would say. Ice-T says a mil an hour until you got 100 mil. Yep, I would say that's probably about right. 75 mil, you could get 1.5 mil, but you'd have to get kind of lucky on a few things. The margins would have to be good, and same with 2 mil. You'd have to get lucky on a few things, and you'd have to get some good margins going. I'd say with the current amount of cash I have right now, which is almost a bill, what am I at, like 900? What do we start with, 900? Like 6 mil maybe, because I just had to buy bond, probably around there. Probably can make around 3.5 to 4 mil an hour with that average. And then on a good day, you probably make 5 mil. It really depends, like, how much risk I want to put up for the day. There's a lot of factors that go into it. These are just rough estimates, and some days I'll make less, and some days I'll make more. So I would say average 3.5 mil an hour with 900 mil, but I've had days where I've made 4 or 5 mil in hour periods. Ice-T says I could make 10 mil plus if I really tried. Yeah, which is absolutely insane. You could literally buy your bond and half of another bond, and bonds are really expensive right now, in an hour of gameplay. That's why saving up your cash is so important, and why flipping is so great, because the returns are exponential, basically. So the more money you get by flipping, the more money you can make by flipping. So it's really, really nice. It scales to your wealth level. But anyway, if you guys are enjoying the live stream today, please leave a like. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. We also have a Discord group, if you didn't know. And I just wanted to say that the best thing about the Discord group, out of everything here on the channel, one, the Discord group is one of the most important things, and two, my favorite thing about the Discord group is people literally post screenshots of their flips in the Discord group. So if you don't know what items you should be flipping, we've got a repository of probably like over 1,000 flips, like literally screenshot flips that people have posted in there. And I post every like decent flip I have, I posted in my flipping logs, which are on the Discord. Guys, there is so many free resources in that Discord that if you're not using them, you're missing out. We also have an entire flipping list that I put together. It's a spreadsheet of my favorite items to flip, basically. The best items I found, all added into a spreadsheet, like a Google spreadsheet, that you can just access. Next month, something big will come. Every day we're adding to this Discord group. This is the tips in this Discord group for money making in old school RuneScape are actually insane. Like, I feel bad that people have not found my channel because they do not have exposure to the Discord group because they haven't found my channel. Like, that's why I just, there's so many good tips in this Discord group, but there's also good tips on the channel as well. And of course, these live streams are very beneficial, especially to start people out. We have a lot of people that come into the Discord group from the live streams, and then they watch a lot of the live streams, and then they kind of go off and do their own thing, and they make bank. I should make a video, honestly. I should make a video where I post DMs that people have sent me saying, like, Syratube, you've helped me out so much. Thank you. I now have 50 mil. I'm not even kidding. Like, that sounds like I'm trolling, but I could post a video of probably over 30 people that have messaged me saying my channel has helped them, gain tons of RuneScape wealth. Like, I kind of sound like a RuneScape Ty Lopez right now, but I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. Anyway, let's go ahead. We'll keep flipping here, guys. We're going to turn around and we're going to start to sell these Diamond Dragon Balls E. We actually accidentally equipped them. I want to just see what the margin is on these real quick, and because I don't remember exactly what we were selling them for. So let's take another look. We actually bought them so long ago that the margin's still, I don't think it's there. I didn't see it. Hold on. Take another quick peek. Yeah, it's gone. So what if that happens to you, just buy another Diamond Dragon Ball. It's really simple strategy. That one's not enchanted, so we need to make sure we buy an enchanted one here. And we'll go ahead and buy one of these real quick. That way we can see the sell price, and it is 1,200. By the way, guys, if you have no idea what I'm doing right now and you need kind of a slower paced flipping video that will kind of teach you more of the basics on how to flip, I have one of those on my channel. You can just click my channel and look up the beginner's flipper guide. That will teach you from step 1 how to flip in old school RuneScape and why flipping can be so powerful. So let's keep going here. Actually, we're not going to reinvest the 704 mil currently that we have. We're gonna let it sit for a while, probably until the next stream, because I will be wrapping up the stream here in a couple of minutes. So I don't want to get too many flips going that I will not be able to finish here on stream. So we're going to turn around and sell these amethyst crystals for 1,092, and we'll let that sit and do its thing. I don't know if that's going to sell fast. I feel like that's a little bit high for amethyst crystals right now. You know what is coming, Sierra. I do know what is coming. I do. But the channel doesn't, so there's lots of big things coming, guys, especially in the Discord group. Whew, my voice is parched today. I feel like I've been going rapid fire here on the microphone today, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Leave a like if you do, and subscribe if you're new around here. We'd love to help you and just kind of teach you how to flip in old school RuneScape. Iced Tea says, drink some iced tea. Wish I could share a sip with you. I know, dude. The thing is, I think we've talked about what kind of like my favorite iced tea before, haven't we? I feel like that's been a discussion. It's been a while though. Now, before we start to wrap up the stream here, guys, as you can see, the Onyx Bolt Tips are not starting to sell, and we haven't sold any of the Amethyst Crystal as well. So, okay, we sold one. So, those are going to take a while to sell. I know that for sure. If I leave them overnight, I'm very, very confident that they will sell. Same with the burn pages, actually. I think they will fluctuate back up again, and we'll be able to sell those off. No problem. That way we can lock in some of that secure and straight profit. Recrite says, right, I'm jumping off to bed. Thanks for the info. Generally was helpful. Finished the night at 350k. A nice 100k profit. Great start to the free-to-play grind, Recrite. So glad you got that out of the way, man. And there you go. You've started your flipping journey, man. So hopefully we are treating you well. And of course, come back next time and we'll answer any more questions you have about flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. Thank you for tuning in, man, and have a good rest. We're going to keep going for the next minute or so here. those Diamond Dragon Bolts E, they are finally starting to sell, so I'm happy with that. And again, with these burn pages, I'm not sure when those will go. We're actually going to cut back on the Grimy Renar as well. I actually think if we list these for 7,825, they will sell pretty quickly, if not immediately, is my guess. Okay, so we didn't sell any right away, but they will sell pretty quick. We only have 850 of them, which is really not that many. And on top of it, we haven't bought any from the original margin, which was 7,810. As you can see, we've already sold about 1/10 of the Grimy Renar weed. We're going to be wrapping up today, guys, right there. I will post any, any kind of like profits that I have on the Discord if you guys are interested, especially any big flips that we have. So definitely join us on Discord if you're not in there already. Link in the description below. If you guys enjoyed the stream today, leave a like, and I'll see you all next time.